Okay guys, just out at the park walking my dogs. Normal. I haven't been able to get out to any Crown land lately, so I've been coming here just to get out and get out of the city. So I figured I'd do just a quick run through of what I typically bring out on a day hike, whether it's just for an afternoon or basically for an overnighter. Overnight I'd include a few other odds and ends, but other than that, this is pretty much what I bring 90% of the time with me. So we'll start out with what's on the outside of the pack. One, depending on the season, I'm going to bring some kind of a heavy cutting tool. In this case, running a Tomahawk. This one's by CRKT. Really good tool. Couple of reasons why I chose it. One, it's got a hammer pole on it, so if I need to smash stuff up, basically grind stuff. It's got a really nice beard on it, so I can choke up to do any kind of fine work in case I lose my primary cutting tool, which is obviously my knife. Made a Kydex cover for it. Actually, I had a friend make a Kydex cover for it. I'm not that talented. So basically, in the pack I'm running today is a Urban Go bag from Condor. Had this bag for years, and it's holding up like iron. It's a great pack. Highly recommended. On the bottom of the pack, I have got just a Value Village thrift store wool blanket. Probably not 100% wool, but it's not really more so for warmth right now. It's more something to sit on, the ground out here and everything's still frozen, so, go from there. So we'll break into the pack and go in the outside pocket. This is a pocket basically where I keep, bags for tinder, a couple of spare bags for anything I want to forage or whatever along the way. Nothing fancy. I also keep my first aid kit in there. Got some medications and stuff. Nothing crazy. I'll keep my headlamp in here, as well as spare batteries. I don't know if anybody's ever been caught out in the dark without a light, but definitely having a headlamp that's actually capable of shining light into the distance is a bit of a bonus. I'm not talking about one of these dinky little 40 lumen LED headlamps you can take 2 feet in front of your face. This thing's 250 lumens, and it's got a bunch of different settings on it. Obviously daytime I can't demo that for you, but you get the idea. My compass with pace beads. Somewhere in here. Got a Work Sharp hand sharpener. This is a great tool, guys, especially for anybody that's into archery. Comes with your strop, comes with a ceramic that's rotatable between coarse, fine. It's got fish hook sharpener on it, all kinds of different stuff. Primarily I just use the ceramic and the diamond plates. It's got a small rod up in here for doing small serrations and stuff on knives. Really good piece of kit. And go into a main compartment here. Got my Under Armour beanie. I don't have any hair, so if it gets a little cooler out and the hat's not doing it, then so be it. Just a outdoor research ditty bag. Somewhat not waterproof, but highly water resistant. Keep some fat wood in there. Some battle cord. I think this is probably about 12-13 feet. Right now that's pretty much all that's in there. My Silky Big Boy. You guys just saw a video on that. It's a phenomenal saw. hygiene department, toilet paper and baby wipes. Can't be understated in the bush that you go to the quickest way to get sick is cross-contamination. So you know, you go to the bathroom or whatever, you don't wash your hands after, and you go eat something, then you're foobarred. But a lot of guys kind of understate that one. You just can't. In this canvas sack is my bush pot with my hang chain that's in here. And then inside the bush pot is a few small survival items. I'm gonna break everything out. But primary ones are, I've got an extra fire steel in case I lose my fire steel. It's a backup. I have a smaller, this is an old Camillus slip joint folder. Really nice, has an awl on it that's actually not been messed with. All the blades on this thing are basically brand new. Ziploc bag with a clear painter's drop cloth in it. I believe it's 10 by 12, this one. That is so that I can actually build a super shelter if I need to. Here's a heavy duty SOL reflective blanket that goes with the super shelter. And I got a little bit of leftover snare wire from a course that I did, and a little bit of Gorilla Tape for doing repairs and stuff on the tarp and whatnot. The other thing that I carry as well, in case I break my saw for some reason, is a full-length buck saw blade. Brand new, covered it in Gorilla Tape to protect the teeth. That way I can coil it up inside the pot. Oy, gotta watch when you do this. It's a good idea to tape your teeth. But it fits in the bottom of the pot, no problem. Because if need be, I can always make the frame on site if I have to, for cutting larger diameter wood if I have to spend the night. The only other thing in here is a dry bag that houses a little bit of extra clothes. This changes depending on the season. So right now in here we have a LL Bean anorak. It's just a I don't know if it's poly cotton or nylon, but it's definitely some synthetic. It's got a light water repellent coating on it. Nothing fancy. I think it cost me like 50 bucks. Probably the best $50 I ever spent. Set of canvas and wool shooter's mitts in case it's really chilly out and I gotta use tools. Cotton shmog. These things are a dime a dozen and probably a really versatile piece of kit, especially for hygiene and anything else. I have a merino wool buff that I can use for a light head covering if I need to. Also in the winter time, this material is so thin that I can actually stretch it over top of my glasses when I'm out in the winter skiing or snowshoeing, and I can see enough through it that it'll actually protect me from going snowblind in case I forget my sunglasses. Fingerless dash teams to go inside the mitts in case it gets really cold out. Extra pair of heavy wool socks. Oh. An extra shmog. Not sure why that's in there, but never have enough. And then a Cabela's Prima Loft sweater. This thing is phenomenal. It packs down to nothing. Packs into its own pocket. Nothing fancy, but it works really good. And that's all for that dry bag. The only other thing that's in here, I'm not going to rip it completely out. On the outer pouch here, is where I keep my tarp. Main reason your tarp, one of the things you're going to want to get to, you know, if the weather changes drastically. This one's just a sill nylon, doesn't weigh hardly anything, packs up fairly small. Had that for a few years too, works quite well. I believe it's made by Snug Pack. And yeah, the whole outfit probably maybe weighs 20 pounds tops. The other thing that I have in here on the side pockets is knife, fork, spoon. This is a British set, so it's actually a knife, fork, and a spoon. Brits apparently like to have a little comfort at home when they're in the field. My Pathfinder water bottle. No, it has not been put in the fire yet, because I bring a pot. However, it can be. My cup, on the other hand, has seen the fire pit a couple of times. So if I want to slim down stuff and ditch the pot and just go on a day hike, I'll just take this. Gives me the ability to carry water over distance and boil as well. On the other side of the pocket, I've got a Mora. As much as I like my my heavier fixed blades, you just can't seem to beat the carving ability of a Mora knife. There's just something about it. Doing fine detailed work, you can't get around it. Cordage, we've got half spool of number 36 Tard Mariners bank line. This stuff, in my opinion, and I probably share this with a few people, I think beats paracord, for the simple fact that the strength is there and it's a hell of a lot cheaper. I think a full 1 pound spool cost me like 15 bucks. And there's so much more that you can do with it. And you don't cry when you cut it. Fire kit. These were aluminum tubes that I got at Lee Valley. This one was like $9.80. Phenomenal piece of kit. A couple of wet fires in there. Little stick of fat wood. My whistle. Another one with matches. And there's a ferro rod in there as well. But yeah, that's the if everything's wet kit, pretty much. Nothing crazy. And that's basically everything that's in this pack. Aside of my keys that are in the key pocket. The other thing that's in this pack that I like, and it's a good feature, it's a laptop sleeve, but it works really good for carrying anything flat. So I've got some maps. I got a map of Birdsall Park in here. I got a map of Whiteshell. So depending on where I go, I got most of the maps for the areas that I kind of go to. And I believe that's it. The hip belt on the pack's removable, so if I need a day out somewhere, I can take the hip belt off and attach equipment to it if I need to. Kind of like a battle belt, just not as burly. And that's about it, fellas. Yeah, that combined with you know, good fixed blade knife, and you got quite a bit. There's no trouble staying out overnight with the equipment that I have. Clothing wise, living up in Canada, pretty much wool and fleece and canvas. Canvas carpenter pants, phenomenal kit. These are just from Walmart and they've held up for years. Just a Wrangler fleece, you know, lumberjack patterned shirt. A little bit more comfortable than trying to wear wool right next to your skin, but I do have larger wool shirts. And then my typical outer layer, work gloves, and then another Value Village find, actual Woolrich. I would say probably mid-weight wool jacket. The wind kind of goes through it a little bit, but that's okay because when I'm moving, I'm sweating quite a bit. So that's my kit, guys. Nothing fancy. Now I'm gonna go cook up some potatoes and have some lunch. Talk at you later.